tonight on a very special episode of Groove Diner After Dark. It's the end of the season. Who can believe it? We're going to come back and do season 4. Woo! That's a big deal for us. Thank you so much to everyone that has made this possible for us this season. It's just been amazing. Our viewership is up by over 700%. That's due to you tuning in on Monday nights or through the week on YouTube. We are so deeply, deeply grateful that you chose to spend your time with us throughout this time. It's been an amazing season. We've had such great guests, fun times. The It's Your Show was one of our favorites. Getting a chance to have the interaction that we do every Monday night. We're going to miss you guys for the next few months, but we will be back, like I said. And season 4, we've already got a couple of great guests interviewed. It's already done. Season 4 is starting strong. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you to everybody that's been a part of making this possible. And we're going to have a great time tonight on the season finale. We'll see you right after this. Groove Diner After Dark, the store. Get your official Groove Diner merchandise by visiting our new store at groovedinerafterdark.com. Coffee mugs, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, pint glasses, stickers. Now you can show your support of Groove Diner After Dark from head to toe. Simply visit our website or click the link in this video description and get your gear today. Thank you for your support. Season 3 is coming to an end, but what an amazing season it's been. Thank you, everybody, for making it such a special year for us. I know I said that a minute ago in the monologue, but the truth of the matter is we really love doing this. We have a blast with it. It's so much work, but it's a labor of love. It really is. And we love you guys for making this possible for us. I already see that we've got some of the usual suspects with us tonight. Charles is here. Thank you for joining us from South Africa. I see Reggie Doss is here for the first time in a while. Nice to see you, Reggie. Justin Scheidling, how are things in New York, my friend? Toby is here. Good to see everybody here. Kendall Johnson is here tonight. Good to see you as well. And Tiffany with you. I see now. That's so cool. It's nice of you guys to have a watch party. I like it. We used to do like Super Bowl stuff like that, right? Season 3, what an amazing year. We did so much with the look of the show, and you guys are always complimenting the overall production value and all of that, and we really appreciate hearing that, because of the amount of work we put into making it something more than a podcast. It's always funny. People will refer to this as a podcast sometimes, and I'm like, no, not really a podcast. It's more of a show. But guess what? We are going to release the Groove Diner podcast later this summer. We're going to have an audio only available in all the places that you get your podcasts. That'll be coming later this summer. Every episode that we have done thus far is going to be released, so you can listen to it on the go, in your car, on a plane. Speaking of that, last week I was doing the show from the Dallas-Fort Worth airport. What a great show, though, it was, and I got to watch it later, too, and Denny Fongheiser was an amazing guest. He was so great to have, and such a gracious guy. Congratulations to he and Kimberly on their wedding. They got married last Friday, so Denny got married last Friday, and what a lucky guy, because Kimberly's so far out of your league, Denny. Just way out of your league. We've just had a really great time getting to know so many people this season. I know I'm all smiles tonight, but it's because that's how I feel. It's been that kind of year. We started this thing in mid-January, somewhere around the 17th or something, and here we are in mid-May, late May. So it's been quite a run of 5 months, and we can't think of a better thing to do for 5 months. Charles, we're going to miss you for the next several months too. I hope that you'll all come back. And get this, we're probably going to make some changes for season 4. We'll talk about those in the next segment. But one of the things we wanted to do tonight, of course, I want to ask you to like and subscribe the page, both the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is growing little by little. The Facebook page has grown a bit. We're up to about 1,300 likes and follows now. And our goal was to get to 1,000, so we crushed through that. Thank you to everybody for that, and we'd love to keep building that audience there. Tonight, we're going to revisit a bit of an episode from last season. Last season, we had a poolside chat with me and my friends Herman Matthews and Keith Tenenbaum and Mike Odabashian and Kelly King and Corey Manske. where we sat around and we were a group of guys that all play drums for a living, that got together during the pandemic and had a really fun time doing Zoom calls and just commiserating about the state of the world. And we ended last season with I call them the DrumDudes. We ended last season with that episode, just us kind of storytelling. Well, there was one segment that we just didn't have time to include in last season's episode. Tonight, we're going to play you that segment. And it's not overly long, but I think you're going to absolutely love the stories that you're going to hear. We did still have a camera and audio issue on one of our cameras at the time, so that's unfortunate. Kelly and Corey, our apologies, but you will see that they are still represented, and you'll still know that it's them talking when they're talking, so forgive the audio and camera issue that we had there, but we just thought this was too good not to share with you. So we're going to roll the first half of that, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Hit that thing. I'm gonna pull this back around to a drum thing.
Okay.
Because it's a drum show. So I'm gonna tell you guys my worst ever on stage screw up. This is the worst thing that I ever did on stage.
I know this.
Probably do. And then I want to hear yours, okay? Because I think it's important that we professional types admit when we suck at something. I was on a big band gig. Not the best call for me in the first place. I'm not exactly a big band player. And so it was down in San Diego. This was just before GPS, so I got directions from the bass player who hired me. He was a friend of mine. They're from Nashville, by the way, the band was. We're this 10,000 seat arena down there. He told me to turn right where I was supposed to have turned left. So it took me something like an extra hour to figure it out and get back to
California math.
Right, exactly. So I end up getting to the venue with no time to spare. They had, the crew helping me load gear in. It's crazy getting into the show, right? And so I look around and I have the charts in front of me. Okay, fine. No time for rehearsal, nothing. Just here, these are the drums. They go boom, here you go, right? So that was the whole thing. So I'm sitting there getting ready and I count, I look, I got the click, okay, here we go. The first couple of songs were okay. I'm just reading the charts down. This is going okay. I brought a 19-inch ride cymbal with rivets for a big band gig.
Strong move.
Right? I don't know why I did that, but I did. So anyway, I'm just trying to get volume out of this thing. Stupid. So we get to song number 3, and I look at it, click, got my click, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just at that moment, I realized the song was in 6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the trumpet section was over there on the other side of the stage, right? And they were just about to fall backwards off the trumpet riser because they couldn't figure out where the beat was. Right. The bass player's laughing at me. The guitar player's looking at me like, he was the really angry guy.
And math.
Yeah, right? And so I'm looking at Tony Marvelli. Hey, Tony. I'm looking at Tony like, he's the bass player. I'm like, dude, help me get this to 6. Help me morph this to 6. Help me. And he goes, you did it. You fixed it.
You did it. And now we're back to the people clapping and they're like, why is he adding beats into that? Totally. People are like, you were fine, and now he's going blam blam at the end of that. Why?
Well, I ended up morphing it to a 6 at the end of the second, at the end of the chorus. I was able to push it around to the 6.
So see, I want to meet somebody that went to that show, and I want them to be like, drummers incredible. I don't know what he was doing. Wow! It was amazing.
Well, dig this. The guitar player never got over it. He still thinks I'm the worst drummer on the planet.
To this day, hey man, how you doing?
Yeah, that's about right.
Your guitar loud enough yet?
Yeah. I'm looking at you, guitar player. There were 2 shows, so in between we were in the green room behind, backstage, and I'm kind of hung out on stage a little bit just to let everybody get downstairs. And so I'm walking. I get to the top.
That's called avoiding conflict.
It totally was. Okay. So I'm standing at the top of the stairs at the green room, and I look around and I go, everybody together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and broke the room up. Everybody just died laughing, and we had a great second set, except for the guitar player, who still
never got over that.
So that's my worst on stage screw up. Who's got one?
I got one.
Let's have it.
I told you guys about this already. It was my first gig back from the pandemic. And it was a tribute band, which I'm not going to say who. So it was about maybe a little under 2 hours worth of material. not traditional song forms, real, not difficult, but just like, okay, a lot to digest. So I'm like, I'm gonna make notes. I had like 3 weeks to get prepared, and then had a family emergency that I had to fly home for. So I'm just going, I'm like, well, I'll work on it there. Of course, didn't work on any of the music, so I had 2 days to get prepared. Did all my notes. I'm like, holy shit, this is gonna be stressful. And like, we had a good rehearsal, but I mean, it was like well lit, had my notes, and I'm like a robot. I'm like, I got this. Did another, half day's worth of work. Get to the gig. It's in like San Bernardino, Egypt.
The good rehearsal was your cue that it was going to go sideways.
Yeah, right.
Correct.
Exactly.
So we set up in 100.
Flawless rehearsal.
Yeah.
Bad gig. That's a bad news.
It's an outside gig, and it's a few hundred person venue, and we're setting up at 3 in the afternoon in like the dead of summer. It was in San Bernardino. Oh, it was so hot. So I get down, I'm like, holy. And so I'm just chugging water. I'm like, okay, I got this. And there was a few tracks that had, clicks in it, and the guy's like, I got cues for you and stuff, because he didn't have them ready at the rehearsal. I never even listened to him. I was like, please send me these, because it'd be really helpful. Just want to make sure. So the first song, we get on the stage. I'm like, here we go. I can't see my notes. Not enough light where I'm at. Can't see any of them. I feel like I could do this. I'm like, I got this. We're playing it. Bass player's like, yeah, man. Everybody's like, really? This is going so great. And it's like a real orchestrated ending. And I just hit that thing, I don't know, like I fell off the drum set. It was just like every single person's like, in the band, like, it's like the record skipped. I'm just like, deer headlights. I'm like, oh, Jesus. And I'm like, no. So then I finally get in it, dump it in that, I'm just like. So, second song comes up. Now I'm like rattled. This is the first song number 1. And then the second. Now I'm rattled. Now I am rattled like.
Now you're like a kicker that's missed a field goal.
So you got a case of the yips.
Yeah.
I just
can't
lost
go
the
to
Super
second
Bowl.
base anymore.
I am like so freaking rattled. It's my first gig in like a year and 3 months, right? Yeah. And I mean, people are like, yay. I'm just like, well, at least they're happy. The band looks like they want to murder me. The guy's like, the keyboardist, and he's like in a pretty well-established band, which we'll talk about later. He's about this tall.
Oh,
and
my.
he's just like,
that guy.
He's like, yeah, I got you. Click. And he's looking at me. And he hits the thing. I'm like, okay. And so like, I'm thinking 1, 2, no, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing with
Counts a song like that.
I don't know.
Are we in 6th grade?
I don't know.
Right.
But it's just like
Your
so,
show is to count.
dude, I'm like sitting here,
It's counting.
and these guys are looking at me with the heat of 1,000 suns, and I'm just like.
Click or is this track?
This is click getting into track.
Oh.
Dude, so it's just like, and I'm like, don't know when to start, and I just like jumped the gun.
You're like, why is that keyboard part coming in there?
I'm like, the whole lead up, so I get into it, and then all of the stops and the cues for the stops in it are all jacked up like that. I miss them all. It's a complete train wreck. First 5 songs, I've never played worse in my entire life. And I'm just like, at the 6th song, I'm just like, okay, I know I got this one. Because I knew the song really well, played it. And then the rest of the set was really, it was fine. It was good. There was one other song that was not then the singer, like, forgot some lyrics, and then it threw me off. Then it threw this guy off. So the whole show was a train wreck. We get done. I can't even look at these guys. I'm just like, I wonder if I'm going to get paid. Might just have to chalk this one as pro bono work, Like, I feel like might be donating my time. And everybody's like, you're so much better than the other drummer.
All right.
You're like, who's the other drummer? The bass player?
All of like the wives and the friends, like, you were so great. You're so much better than the other drummer. I mean, he's kind of like a cold guy too. He's not like the funny. You're so personable. I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm like inside, I'm just dying. Like my life is just dying.
Can I go now?
And like, so then I'm driving home from San Bernardino to Hollywood. I'm like, I didn't have any radio for like an hour and a half. Sitting there in silence, like, I just felt
Well,
like,
it's one of those gigs where you're like,
what was that? What was that? Well, then I'm trying to rationalize it in my mind. I'm like, it's got to be partly their fault. So that's my story, and that was recent.
It's good though.
But it's like,
welcome back to gigging.
and it's like, obviously now I've done a bunch of gigs, and that'll never happen again. But I only did have like a day and a half.
Did you actually just say that out loud?
never.
That'll never happen again.
I'd say it's gonna happen tomorrow.
Hey, knock on wicker, dude.
Yeah. But anyways, that's my story.
That's a good one.
It was good. I call it the tribute band massacre. So
I like that. I like that.
There was the burning of Chicago, and then there was the massacre.
tribute band massacre.
You got one? I know you got one.
I do, but I think you all know it, man.
But you should tell it
And
anyway.
a lot of this stuff.
They don't.
Yeah, all these people here
Give
don't.
it to the people.
Mine is not so much on the actual performance, but preceding the performance. So I will omit names, but
I'll fill them in.
always
Let us know.
to go to Japan to play. Finally got the opportunity. Went. Was at sound check. Very excited to be there.
You need to at least say that this was a well-known band.
Yeah, as well. Very well.
It's a guy that hates his dad. He hates his dad.
He does hate his dad.
He hates his dad.
We're at sound check. We traveled with the front of house and I think 2 techs. So the monitor guy is a local monitor guy, and he was fine. We go to sound check. We're getting sounds. We're ready to run through a tune. We're doing the vocal check. I have to wear in-ears for this gig. So I'm hearing, I can check this out, but I'm just hearing 2 lead vocals at the same time, and it's really messing with my head. And because, I'll chalk it up to my being nervous about this grand event of playing in Japan, I wanted to get the monitors right. The guy's checking the lead vocal, the singer, and I tell the monitor guy, like, something weird's going on. Can we fix this now before we start playing, because I want the check to go well. So maybe I'm a little high maintenance, and
Maybe you're a little professional.
Just because you want to write your high maintenance?
long story short, I keep saying in my talkback mic, which everyone in the band can hear, and actually is going out over the wedge monitors up front. No, that's one sounds great. The other one is really messed up. It's really weird. It doesn't sound good. We got to fix it now. And after, I don't know, 5 minutes of this, one of the techs comes up and whispers in my ear, the other vocal you're getting is the pitch correct. So you have one that's unaltered, it's a direct feed, and you're not getting the pitch correct, and that's what it is. We need to.
One of them's the guy, one of them's the record.
Yeah.
Which is, give me the one that's correct.
But that's auto-tune, so it's it's acting as a second track.
Yeah.
But it's latent.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the band is not looking at me, nor is the singer. And so finally I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that we were using that. Okay, got it.
I had
And
no
so
clue he sucked.
But as we're as we play a couple of songs and finish the sound check, and we're walking down that little, slope that goes to the backstage area, the singer puts his hand on my shoulder and says, Kelly, can I talk to you on the way back to the hotel? And it was like dead man walk, and I was like, woo, and the tirade that I received on that was, it was a lashing for sure. But I learned, just maybe keep your mouth shut about what's going on with the
But you need to.
You got to be a pro, though. I mean, you got to get what you need. And I got to say, because I'm the one that interviewed you and wrote the story on you in Drumhead magazine, I know the whole story, and I won't blow it wide open, but I will follow up by saying one of the things that impacted me the most by hearing that story from you the first time and the second time when we were doing the interview is that experience, quite literally, you're gonna have to bleep this, sorry, ruined a bucket list thing for you, because I've heard you say that the show that you said at the beginning of the second song of the show, you looked out over your rack tom and could see all these people, and you were in Japan and you were doing this thing that you had always wanted to do, and the only thing that you kept thinking about was getting done with the show and getting back to your hotel room so that you could have a shower and a snack. And that's one of the saddest things I've ever heard, and I'm annoyed for you that guy, that singer in that well-known band, drilled a hole in your boat, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all have something like that. Thank you.
That sucks. That guy.
I drilled my own hole, so
I kind of did too, I guess. Oh, no.
Good learning.
Hey, at least he drilled your hole in soundcheck. Because my worst story, in my worst story, he drilled the hole during the gig. Anyway.
Let's go. Bring it. You can't just leave that out there.
don't.
All right. Everybody that knows me knows that I don't really like I do the tribute thing because the money's good and because it's a good challenge and all that. I'm not really a cover band guy, but I've had several occasions over the past where people will call me and say, can you do this cover gig? I need you to fill in. I'm unavailable, blah, blah, blah. And so a good friend of mine called me and asked me to fill in for the show in Orange County, and he's a really good drummer, and I really respect him, and I respect his position in the band. And I didn't want to do it. I'd just gotten off the road where we were playing a bunch of covers, and so my friend said to me, like, it's the usual, like, 3 sets, maybe a 4th if it's going well, blah, blah, blah. It's easy, you know all the material anyway. And I remember at first I was really hesitant. I didn't know anybody in the band. I never met anyone in the band. I wasn't going to get a rehearsal. You know, we've all had these gigs. Anyway, so I said on the phone, I was just like, well, I don't want to say yes until I know what the material is. I said, can you just email me a list of songs? And I'll do my, due diligence. I'll go through there and be like, know it, need it, know it, buy it, know it, need it, that kind of thing. And so, no shit. He sends me a list of, I don't know, 50 songs.
Unfair.
Probably.
That's.
He goes, and I said, what? And I asked the question based on my past experience. I said, what's the set list? And,
Yeah, for sub.
that's a pro question.
Of course.
And he said to me, he goes, it usually falls within the range of these songs. He kind of calls it as you go.
I hate that.
And I was like, no click, no. He's like, nah, he's a feel guy. And I was like, which I didn't want to have happen, but I was like, okay. But he goes, he's really good about counting off the songs, and he's got a good, internal meter. And I thought, okay, he's a pro. Okay. All right, send me a list of the songs. So he emails me a list of the 50 songs. And I did that, and it's all the, pour some sugar, like the stuff Oh, we all know these. But invariably, there was the 20 that I didn't know. And this guy did, from, Alanis Morissette to like the Platters. I mean, this guy did just, it was,
God.
Yeah. And so I'm literally buying like Motown stuff that I didn't know. And I'm thinking like, A, why the f- are you playing this song? But B, that's my job to know it, I guess. So anyway, I start chipping through the list, and I think I had 2 weeks, but I knew that I was only going to get into my drum room like twice before the gig. So I was like, well, I'll just start chipping away. And I'm the kind of guy where if I listen to stuff in my car a bunch and I'm a captive audience, I can kind of do the muscle memory thing where I sort of by osmosis kind of learn it, refamiliarize myself with it. So anyway, I get to the gig. I'm half an hour early because I'm a drummer, and I get there and I load in, and I'm there way before anybody in the band. I'm like, well, at least I get to determine where I set up and blah, blah, blah. And it's some, sports bar in Orange County. It's, we've all done this, right? Let's move that pool table, Anyway, so I set up. I'm setting up. Again, I've never met anyone in the band. Well, the leader of the band, the singer, guitar player, guy that calls the shots, the guy that pays you, walks through the door and walks up to me. Oh, you must be Corey, and blah, blah, blah. Hey, what's up? And I shake his hand and whatever. The coolest part about the gig is he literally handed me a check right there, when he met me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I was like, all right, that's cool. Like, no foul there.
Take your phone out.
Yep. I was like, yeah. So this is before that. So, or I would have. So I literally put the check in my stick bag. I was like, tomorrow. You and me, bang, baby. Let's do this. So I'm sort of setting up. He's the kind of guy where like brings his own PA, the whole deal, blah, blah, blah. He's setting up. I'm setting up. And I finish. And he comes up to me and he goes, let me buy you a beer. What you drinking? Blah, blah, blah. So he buys me a beer. Comes over. He and I are standing there. He's never met me before. We're sharing a beer. And as a pro, I said to him, I don't know what you're planning to play tonight or whatever. I'm prepared. There's only 5 songs that either I don't know or I didn't get to. I was only given 2 weeks and I had a lot of work to do, and we're only playing for this long, which means we don't need all the effing songs anyway. So I'm just doing you a solid as a pro to say, like, I don't know. I don't know these 5.
Yeah, right. Out of 50.
Right.
Third song into the first set. That's calls one of the 5 that I don't know, and it's a Zeppelin tune. And I'm just like, and I'm thinking,
Buddy would have been turning in his grave over this.
So I'm like, and I didn't play it well. And he's the type of singer where, he's turning around, berating me like while we're going, It's in 6. It's just stupid. And I'm just thinking like, what the fuck? I told you 19 minutes ago I didn't know this song, right? We get into the third set. It was the last set of the night. And like back to back, 2 more of the songs that I didn't know. So one was like an old, like a song from the 40s. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. So I will just say right now, straight up, unequivocally, that is absolutely the fastest I have ever torn down and loaded out of a gig in my entire life. I hauled out of there, and the next day I'm at work. My phone rings. It's the drummer that referred me, who's a friend of mine. Hi, Dave. They loved you, man. You crushed it. Like, and I was just like, that guy. Yeah, whatever the amount is, double it.
Amazing. This episode is brought to you by Hearback Pro from Hear Technologies. The ability to hear yourself clearly in a recording or live situation is key to delivering your best, most creative performance. The Hearback Pro system, made up of a hub and individual mixers, allows performers in a session or on a gig the ability to dial in exactly what they need to hear in order to be their best. If you're looking for a solution to allow yourself or your clients to hear themselves better, check out Hearback Pro from Hear Technologies. So now you know why we had to show you bits of this episode from last season. We have more of it to show you in just a few minutes, kind of the rest of that section. It was just too fun not to show you, you know. But right now, let's see what our audience has to say. It's funny because I was reading these a minute ago. Charles, the snare drums over the language. Last season, I gave a little language warning, and the idea came up about let's use percussive sounds to cover those up. And I want to say a special thanks to Justin Scheidling for that. He's the one that implemented it for us. I don't remember whose idea it was. Eli, why don't you come over here and join me? Look at this. Hey. Look at this man, Eli Jarra.
How you doing, everybody?
Here he is. He makes me look short, which is funny. Eli's. He was it your idea to do that or mine?
I think it was even yours or Justin's.
I don't even know.
Justin's,
anyway, we have fun with it for sure. So it's become kind of a staple of the show.
Yeah, it's quite hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
It's very, very funny.
I wanted to have Eli on camera with us tonight because
hi, everybody.
You have to see him and have to know who he is.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you don't get to do this very often.
Not very often. They hear the voice.
They hear the voice
behind the camera.
Disembodied.
Yes. Yeah. Making the comments in the background, right. The snarky comments.
Exactly. That's really true. Something I've been wanting to do with you. I don't know, should I talk to you or talk to them? Something I've been wanting to do with you is blast beats with Eli.
What?
Yeah.
Cool, because I want to do it with you too.
Oh, perfect. Okay. We did not plan this.
No.
We're going to do a little blast beats, and we're going to see let him see what it's like to be in the hot seat.
Yeah, right.
So, first.
Dogs.
No. Do I ask it in the same order every time?
Pretty much.
Oh, my
Although
goodness.
I do like cats.
We're just getting some more comments back here. We just thought I'd take a look.
Nice to see
Jedi
you.
Eli Sharp dress. Look at that. Yeah.
Toby, hello. Nice to see you, Toby. And Charles, great to see you, man. Thank you very much, brother.
Reggie, you have missed the whole season, but the good news for you, YouTube archives. We're putting them up in 4K and nice. He's doing all that work. I'm just I sit over here and talk. He does the work. If only that was true, right? It's kind of true.
Yeah.
A little true.
No, I mean, as you guys can tell, this season we really wanted to focus on just up in the production value and up in the quality of the show, just across the board. And I'm stoked the way that it came out. It's been great. We've got a great color pipeline. Colors come out. They're nice and vibrant. Everything's delivered in 4K on YouTube. So click on that 4K button. You'll see everything's very, very sharp and very good resolution. The graphics, the pictures, making the shows interactive, because I think it helps seeing what the people are talking about.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that was a very nice addition this year. And we've got a few more ideas, of some cool stuff to implement.
We do.
Every one of those things, though, is an exceptional amount of work, and of course, it takes a village, right?
Yeah, right.
And it's like just a handful of people, and definitely want to give thanks to some of the people that help us out on the show.
Why don't you do that?
You're great, of course, because you help me out and edit as well. But Toby's awesome. Thank you so much for all your help this season. It was really fantastic to have you part of the team.
Yeah, in fact, as Toby Simmons, she was our booking agent this year. She booked the talent for us.
Yeah.
So if you need booking stuff done, contact Toby Simmons. She can help
Most
you out.
stuff. Yes,
right,
definitely.
Yeah.
Dan East down in Miami.
Wow.
Man, just
Yeah.
you killed it this season, man. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for all your help with the social media stuff and providing links. All the links that you guys see in every episode with these interviewees. He's Johnny on the spot with these links, man, and it's super appreciated, man.
Yeah,
Thank
those things happen in real time. Like when this is coming up on the screen here, what you guys don't see is that where I'm over there on my drum set part of the set, I have a monitor where I see all of these things. Well, tonight we thought we'd show you a bit of what it looks like for us, so you can actually see as they come down through here. And Dan is on top of all of that. Anytime you see a Groove Diner After Dark making a comment, that's Dan East. And he does it, like Eli said, in real time.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Dan.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Who else?
Justin.
Heck yeah, Justin.
Helping us out with the snare drum stuff and, just audio embellishments and things like that.
Yeah.
And, one thing that you guys should know is like we do 2 versions of this show for every episode. So there is the Facebook, YouTube Live. We're live on LinkedIn and Twitch. And that's a special stream that you guys are catching, kind of like a preview. It's like before anybody else.
That's right.
And after this airs, then it's up for 24 hours. Then it goes down, and then a few days later, maybe a week or week and a half, then it shows up on YouTube. And YouTube, it's kind of like resed for 4K delivery and all that jazz, and it's kind of like archived to YouTube.
That's
so
right.
yeah, so. Yeah, it's definitely a special two versions for every episode.
And the YouTube archive, it was important to us to have a really tight show and make it look and sound as good as it can. So we were willing to throw away the views and the numbers to present a better product. So go back and watch it, would you? So we can actually get the numbers back where they were.
It is slow and steady on the build
That's
of YouTube. But like you said, our Facebook numbers are really, really good, and YouTube Live numbers are pretty good. Yeah. And I think maybe one day we'll be on Instagram too.
That's the hope. They've got Instagram Live rolling out, and we haven't quite gotten there yet. Hopefully we'll end up there through the summer, and we'll be able to go live on Instagram as well. I know a lot of people use Instagram instead of Facebook or YouTube for that matter. And
right.
I'd love for us to be able to do that. It'll take this thing to a whole new place.
That'll be cool, man. Incorporate a lot more people.
Right. Hey, Dan. See you right there.
Yeah, nice. We're totally open to suggestions. If you guys have any ideas or any cool suggestions, feel free, drop us a line. Groove Diner After Dark at gmail.com,
That's
right?
the place, yes.
Groove Diner After Dark at gmail.com. We'll put a little lower third there.
Yeah, right.
But, if you guys got suggestions,
please,
hit us up. We got a lot of ideas coming up for next season, but we're always trying to, we're always course correcting, but we're trying to make it better. We're trying to make it better and better because I believe in this show. Buddy believes in this show, and I think there's so much talent out there to profile.
They believe in the show.
And they believe,
the audience believes in the show.
You guys, yes, absolutely. So thank you for that.
For sure.
And we want to tell you that we just want to keep doing this because we love doing the show. I definitely love doing the show, and it's a lot of editing. It's a lot of work, and I definitely have to thank my family. My wife Brenda, my kids Riley and Kayla, for putting up with me, but inspiring me just to keep going with this stuff, and all the mad props that I get from all of you that are out there and my peers who've watched the show that have complimented it, given me suggestions. Thank you very much for that. I really. Truly appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because we have such an international audience. Even tonight, Charles is here, and I think I saw a couple of our Australian contingent. We have people in Germany that watch. We have people in Beirut, Lebanon that watch. We have people in Norway and Sweden, both.
Australia. South Africa.
Right. So it's all over the world. And one of the things we've struggled with is that it's on so late. Well, guess what? We have decided next season we're going to roll it back an hour. We're going to put it on at 8 p.m. Pacific time instead of 9 p.m. Pacific time. Now, for our international audience, that might impact you a little bit, but the archive will always be there, and we don't want to lose you. So please, just find us a little earlier, but we'll certainly advertise and let you know that that's coming. At least I think we will, right?
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a great thing.
The biggest pain is just getting here an hour earlier.
Yeah,
in
right,
Rush
exactly.
hour on the 101. But,
It's easy for me because I just walk out my back door. So I have a little bit of an advantage there.
Yeah, no, nice.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the guests? This season's guests we've had, we just kind of an incredible list of people. Anything you'd like to say about the particular guests this season?
Well, I mean, the guests were just over the top. It was fantastic. Just a wonderful season of guests. So much talent with everybody. I've learned so much, and this is one of the deals about making the show was to educate, inspire, and entertain. And those were some of the three goals, and I feel like we really did some of that. I wish there was a show like this when I was a kid that would probably have kept me doing, staying in music and doing drums versus going in other directions. But I really enjoyed, working with a lot of the people that that we had this season, and Donald Barrett, right off the top, just bam,
all smiles,
all smiles. You had the shirt,
I know,
I love
Animal.
it, and working with Lady Gaga and in Vegas, just beautiful stories from him. Karma Auger was great.
Yeah, Karma's a great guy.
I had heard of Brian Auger, but until Karma came here, I'm like, you know what? Let me find out what they're all about. And while I was editing, I was listening to. I looked up some of their YouTube, and just watched, and just in awe and amazement of the sheer talent, in that whole band. And Brian Auger just is just a protege, just a master keyboardist. So that was really wonderful. And we still have to get to Karma's studio.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe we'll do that next season.
Yeah,
because he's
for
got this Dolby Atmos, that we want to profile maybe for next season. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be kind of amazing.
Yeah. Let's see, Richard Grossman.
Yeah.
From Rick Springfield.
Yeah,
that was
bass
great.
player. That was always good. We're getting close.
One step closer to
Rick Springfield. Come on, man.
Come on the show. It'll be a hoot.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh man,
he just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah. Right. He just doesn't know it yet. Melanie Joe, it was really fantastic hearing her story and how she got started, and just the really fortunate timings that she had to kind of really push her career in turbo mode. It was really wonderful to hear that.
Yeah, you don't hear that much.
No,
that's not something that happens very often.
Yeah. And Ryan McMillan,
he's so good.
Yeah, Matchbox 20, and I didn't hear of the Push Stars before he came in.
Right.
But during the edit of the show, I just was watching. If you want to look this up, this is Push Stars live at Daryl's house.
Yeah.
The whole concert is freaking awesome. It's great.
He would hit me up and say, "Oh my gosh, this Push Stars concert! Oh, you got to watch this."
They're so underrated.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah, they are.
They're really, really good. And so that was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed that. Chris Bartlett. What can I say about that?
What can you say about that, right? I mean,
that was his words of wisdom. Just his advice on how to get and find your passion. Same with Karma Auger. He had some wonderful words of advice. But hearing him do C-3PO, man,
too much for me.
that was pretty awesome.
I couldn't even handle it. You guys can't see over there, but there's so much Star Wars memorabilia on that wall that even Chris was kind of impressed.
Oh man, yeah. Chris Bartlett was. It was really awesome of him to kind of spend all that time with us and give us the skinny on the Mandalorian. Yeah. All the voices that he does. It's so good, man. Let's see who else. Robin Flans, modern drummer. I know she was your inspiration.
Yeah,
man,
first lady of drummer interviews, right there. Yeah.
Trey Balfour. I mean. We hit it off
we did
so easy, man. Fast friends. I mean, he's really cool cat. And
of course, I've known him for 20 years.
Yes.
So he's just such a good guy.
It's totally awesome to talk to him.
Yeah.
And seeing him work with Michael Bolton and Gladys Knight was really cool. And I just loved editing this season. It was really fantastic. Wonderful season of guests. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it really was. And of course, we've already talked about Denny a little bit. So he was something special too. So
and he got married. He just recently got married.
Friday. Yeah, 2 days ago. He got married 3 days ago.
Yeah,
man, it's kind of amazing. So let's have some blast beats.
Okay.
I want to ask you quick, short answers.
Okay.
Mr. Jarra.
Okay.
All right. What is your favorite movie? Go.
Okay, so that's tough because I am in
You must
visual
say
effects.
short answers.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You know, you grow up with Star Wars and everything like that, but I have to say The Abyss. The Abyss really kind of changed things.
Sorry, don't
Yeah,
mean to interrupt you,
but the pseudopod,
Yeah.
you know, that water tentacle pseudopod was the
that's
first time
so
that we saw CGI in you know that photo reel.
Yeah.
And that was so inspiring, and seeing that in the theater, and just the whole premise of being under the water in the ocean, and you know these entities from
Mm-hmm.
the bottom of the ocean, which maybe they are some, who
Mm-hmm.
knows? But that was truly inspiring for me. And had me continue my journey toward visual effects and cinematography.
I love that. That's
yeah.
a great answer.
Yeah,
They say we've only explored 3% of the ocean's depths, by the way.
I know we know more about space than we do.
Than we
our
do
own
about
ocean.
That's right.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
that was one of my little blips on the
Oh.
countdown at one point. I'm not sure. What's your favorite moment of this season? What's been your favorite singular thing?
When Chris Bartlett did C-3PO for the first time. That was awesome.
That was incredible.
awesome.
It really was.
And it's like you close your eyes and it's like C-3PO's here. C-3PO's here.
I mean, what do you even say to that?
What was your favorite moment?
Probably that's awfully close, but honestly, it is kind of the same deal. It's a toss up for me, but I think the moment that Robin Flans came walking through the door,
Oh, yeah.
because she just was so impactful on me and on my career choices, and even the idea that I could do this, that I could play these stupid drum things at a high level. She was so impactful to me. That was a big deal. In Denny's episode, there was also a moment where he was talking about moving forward, and that's the thing I took away from his, was that he's always looking to what's next. Electronics and all of those things. This is a guy who could just sit back and do nothing.
Riding
and
the
talk
wave
about
of musical technology.
yeah,
and stuff.
electronic drums, electronic music. He's always on the front edge, and not everybody is. In fact, most of us tend to look backwards, and he's the kind of guy that could look backwards on a career and go, "I'm good."
Yeah.
But he didn't do that, and he has chosen not to do that, and that's really special. It was a deep life lesson for me.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
What's your favorite pizza?
Well, okay, so this question comes up every
does,
episode,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And we
yeah,
get
yeah.
a lot of New York, which I like, a lot of Chicago. And to be honest, I'm not too familiar with Chicago because I've only had it like once or twice, and it hasn't been really good. So
I can fix that.
we got to go see Donald Barrett for sure.
Right.
I got to say the Detroiter, man, 100%, no doubt. The Detroiter is the bomb. It's so
It's
good.
good.
It's so good. And I'll put a picture up, and you guys can, if you've ever had one, you know what I'm talking about. If you never had one, definitely try it. A couple places in LA, pretty decent, but you want to hook it up. Go to Buddy's in Detroit, or there's a bunch of places in Detroit.
Not me. There's a restaurant called Buddy's in
Pizzeria.
Detroit that does.
Yeah. We hook that up every time we go.
We really do.
So that's definitely a thing.
One last blast beat for you. What's something near and dear to you that people might not expect?
I will say that I love doing hydroponics. And
You do, don't you?
it's not the
Yeah.
medicinal stuff,
That's true.
but it's I definitely love growing the herbs and vegetables in hydroponics, and I'm really big. I love having that Japanese Zen moment, gardening, and it's like a science project, man. I really dig it. Where I live, it's like we can't grow anything in the ground because there's gophers and squirrels and rabbits, and the dirt is really bad. But hydroponics, things just thrive in there, man. And I think that's the future of vertical farming. And
You owe me some
things like that.
basil.
Yes, you got
after
some
all.
coming. Yeah, it's all cooking right now,
Yeah,
man.
there. See.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill it. You know that, because that's what happens with me and all things that grow. I kill it, but I still want some because it's gonna be tasty.
That sounds good, man.
I'll make a pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Definitely. I want to thank my mom for coming
Yeah,
out.
for sure.
She visited the Groove Diner.
She did.
She came out during Chris's episode, and that was awesome having her out here all the way from Michigan, from Detroit. Holla at mom. Thanks for coming out. It was awesome to have you on the show. And man, that's about it.
Nice. Excellent. Well, thank you for doing that, for playing along.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I
Blast
appreciate
beats.
it. Yeah, blast beats with Eli.
Sweet.
There it is, right
Sweet,
there.
Sweet.
We need to put the video in, the intro into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can do that for
Yeah.
YouTube, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
we will.
I like it.
We will.
So Eli, will you do me a favor? this is going to be a little awkward because he didn't know I was going to do this. One of our guests that we didn't cover a minute ago
Yes.
was Stephen Kramer Glickman,
Oh yeah.
right? And you guys know that I've been working with Stephen, and we're actually shooting his music video day after tomorrow. So Wednesday of this week, we're going to go out to, well, we're going to shoot the music video, and the song's done. So he put out a little snippet video, about, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds of the song.
You want me to go cue that
Would
up?
you mind? Yeah,
All
it's
right.
it's sitting over there on the
Awesome
playlist.
to see you guys.
And-
See you soon.
Yeah, and we're going to play that for you real quick.
All right.
Thank you,
We'll
brother.
push some buttons.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to play just that quick little snippet of the Glickman thing, and then roll right into part 2 of the Drummer Dudes, just another 10 minutes or so of funny stories. You still haven't heard from Herman and Keith yet, so they're coming right away. So did you find that video over there?
Yep.
All right, here we go. This is it's not exactly a world premiere, but almost of the idea of the music video, but it is the real music. Here we go.
I caught it bad yesterday. You hit me with a call to your place. Ain't been out in a while anyway. Was hoping I could catch you throwing smiles at my face.
I know these two have got something.
Wait, you got to tell me the question. What was the question again?
Just what's your biggest on-stage screw up? Something that just kind of, like mine was the big story of counting off a 6/8 song in 4.
Okay,
In front of 10,000 people.
Of course, I have all of these things that I hear other people doing, but so there's okay. You guys have to pick either. Do you know who David Ryan Harris is?
By the way, you're a stud. Tell them both, man.
Well, no. David Ryan Harris is with the guitarist that plays with John Mayer, and then there's a Tonight Show.
Tonight Show.
In the Tonight Show.
Show.
band, right?
Tonight Show.
And so this wasn't necessarily my fault, but I get a call from Branford Marcellus, who was the MD at the time, and he says, "Hey, Jeff Tain Watts missed his flight from New York, so we need a drummer to play the Tonight Show today." So I said, "Okay, fine." So
Jesus. Oh, sure. I love Herman. Okay, fine.
Okay,
Did you say
fine.
milk and eggs at the grocery store?
I said, okay, fine. And so, I put on I have a gold lame jacket.
Yes, you
and I'm doing the
Yes, you do.
all this. So boom, and we're going through, and we're playing the ends and the run ins and the run outs of these things. Just getting everything together. And there's a librarian with the music and all that, and we're doing that. So then there's the ending credit song, that he had written. Mm-hmm. Oh, he wrote the theme as well, but it's a recap of the theme. And so they give me the music, and we start playing. And the band literally stops 4 bars, and I'm still playing. You get it, right?
We got
they're
that.
done.
Yep.
And he's looking at me as if to say, what the can't you read? That kind of thing, right? And so the wonderful thing about this all, we had already faded.
Oh, right.
Or TV. It wasn't live on TV. But he comes up, he looks at the music, he goes, "Oh, Jeff Tain Watts did not make the edit in his music." So I'm playing the whole thing.
Right.
See, somebody else drilled the hole in his boat.
There you go. So that was,
I feel bad that I'm the only guy so far that's drilled his own hole.
Well, no, but I mean,
Somebody famous drilled his, though.
but for a gig like that,
Yeah, you figured that out.
I want to be on, and also it's
That's why you wore that jacket.
That's right, gold lame.
That you still have in the closet.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
But
What you got, Keith?
I mean, if I have to say, I've had all kinds of things go wrong on stage with backing tracks and like something starts when it's not supposed to, and
Child's play.
issues.
Give us the.
But the one that hurts the most,
There we go.
the
Yeah.
one
Show
that
us your
actually
pain.
hurts me because
How does it make you feel, Keith?
it hurts.
Tell us your pain.
Is this why you paint your nails black?
Yes, it is.
It's why my whole soul is black. So the guy I play in Animal Cloud with, my singer, we were in a band together called Glass Plastics that were in the early 2000s, late 90s, and we had some big labels that were doing things with us, and we had publicists and managers and that whole bit. So we were doing this showcase at the Dragonfly, and we had a brand new record coming out, and Columbia Records was there, and they were really interested. KCRW was there with Chris Doridis because they were going to put it on Morning Becomes Eclectic and all this stuff. And in one of the new songs, I decided to change the rhythm of the song into a waltz because it was a very Elliott Smith song. No, but like on the record. So it worked.
Oh, okay.
Live, I forgot that. No. And so live, the song starts, the
He did
acoustic
the inverse
song,
of the buddy.
and I'm doing like a 4/4 thing, and I'm like, wait, this doesn't feel right. And the next thing I know, I just see all the guys on the front of the stage just like looking back, like, what the hell are you doing? And so this kept going, and I'm like, how am I gonna like fix this? And I finally, like halfway through the song, got back where I needed to be. And then afterwards, Columbia Records went up to my singer and said, the songs are great, you guys sound great, but your drummer had some kind of issue there, like he was having a stroke or something, and I was just like, oh, dude, that was the worst.
Yeah.
Like that was 2003, and I still feel it every day when I wake up.
Yeah.
I'm playing with an artist, not so much well known, but what's coming up with Macy Gray. They're putting the same amount of money in, both Macy and this artist. And then they just put that extra 10 grand or whatever it was into Macy. And so we know who Macy Gray is now. And we don't know who this other artist is. So it was a one-off. And we're playing to tracks, and I had, what was that, the Akai 5,000, 3,000, whatever the big one is, and had it maxed out with memory. So, okay, now we're doing this show, and I'm telling her, because we're using rental gear, I said, this machine doesn't have the memory that I need, so I have to reload.
Oh my God.
Between songs. Now, back then,
Reloading takes a while, dude.
An eternity. I mean, if you had one day to live, just go and do this thing because it'll last forever. Oh my goodness. So I'm telling her, I says, like, you're gonna have to do some talking. Robbie Robertson is there. I mean, all of my heroes are there. And so, of course, she says, okay, we're going to do this song next. I'm going, I need another 45 seconds, do something. Anyways, we get it up and running, but everything didn't load.
Oh no.
Right. So we play, and she stops the band and just says, I don't roll this way. And she kind of threw us under the bus. Wow. So that was probably the most embarrassing thing that ever happened. Man, and I was so pissed off. She's the reason why I have this piercing in this part of my ear.
But haven't we all been through situations with backing tracks and loops where, because of the artist or whoever we're hired to play with, their system isn't up to
or somebody
snuff?
like I've had this problem where it's like the whatever engineer made the tracks, one of them is like super loud.
Oh yeah.
And you just see the audience going like, oh. Or if like one instrumentalist misses the count in or something like that. I had a bass player miss it by one beat.
That's all it takes, dude.
But he stayed there the whole time. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, bro. And this is like going back a long ways, but it's just like,
I played with this Egyptian singer guy that had like the whole band on track. To be honest with you, even the guitar players he hired weren't really playing. Like everything was on track, but the drums, right?
This sounds amazing.
And what I hated about it was he gave me his system to run. I didn't have any time to go through it before the show started. The problem with his backing tracks were the pre-counts in didn't have any...
Weren't done by a drummer?
Well, one had one count. One had 4 count. One had 3 clicks. Right. One had 2 clicks. And I didn't know his song. Like, I was doing everything just... I learned all the songs that day. I just met him. Now I've got his whole rig behind me. And, like, there's no organization to his backing tracks. So there was one where... the whole first half the song is just him and the piano and me counting clicks. And the bass player came in, well, the track came in 1 beat late because he started 1 beat late, and then the whole song was like snowball. I mean, it was train wrecked.
Yeah.
Train
Now,
wrecked.
do you have a way of turning off the click? Or
I do
turning
have
off
I have a kill switch I use for my backing tracks.
Yeah.
That I have a pedal that I can hit it if things just go horribly wrong.
If you mean when. We've all had to dump out of track.
When I was out with Tom Jones, it was the same thing. Like, I introduced the whole Akai, running tracks and all of that, just loops and things like that, because, he was doing a record that had nothing but that on it.
Yeah. Right.
And so we go to Digital Performer, but I had, the Oxygen keyboard, and I had a pedal. I started it and where to turn it off. Every now and again, Tom Jones, in all fairness, between him being Tom Jones, entertaining everybody, women throwing panties up at him. And
big panties, right? Like big panties.
Well, as he would always say, it's like back then, people just had panties, but now people had G-strings, so yeah, big panties and all that. So, but all of that, he's trying to one, dodge that, and he's entertaining, and he's trying to sing, and so sometimes he'll come in 2 beats or 3 beats late. So what do? I mean, you turn off the tracks.
Yeah, but then you see if you can start them again.
No, and I did try that once on this.
That's dangerous.
By the way, we've all only tried that once.
That's so
huge show with Tom Jones. I tried. I'm going, that ain't gonna work, So the wonderful thing is that the band knew the tunes. All the other stuff is just sweetening, So
it's good when it's just sweetening. The problem is when track is the main
they're
band.
relying on it.
Where'd that keyboard part go?
If I kill the switch, like the whole band is gone.
All you're hearing is.
There was
I like the stripped down version.
there was a show I did where the guy who had created the tracks didn't put clicks in. He didn't realize there was the necessity for clicks.
I just got one of those last week. And I'm like, what planet is
What do you do with
His
that?
solution was to put the laptop over there so that I could see the count. I could see it.
I
going
love it when
flash,
people
flash,
have
Me and that guy are
flash,
fighting right before the show. We're having a fist fight.
Yeah.
I got something where the guy had the, what is it, GarageBand. He didn't turn off the internal click.
Oh, so it's
so
you got the house. Oh, you got the double set.
No.
And I'm sitting there going, turn that off!
The all-new GrooveDinerAfterDark.com is your home for all the things that groove. Watch live episodes, visit the archives, check out the YouTube channel, learn more about your host. Own some merchandise. We've got it all under one roof. Updates will continue to roll out throughout the season, including video drum lessons, industry coaching, production tips, and much more. Tune in for the show, then visit the website each and every week so that you can answer that most important question. Do you groove? Charles, you asked me if I groove. Man, I don't know, do I? It's kind of up to everybody else to figure that out. Well, here we are. We've arrived at the end of season 3. This is it. I wanted to take a quick moment. There's so many thank yous to go around. First, of course, I need to thank my wife for helping us with this. She does our makeup. She helps with wardrobe. She also keeps me sane before the show. So Natalie, thank you for everything that you do, not just for the show, but for me personally, of course, and for everything that you are in my life. I wanted to also say something kind of special. Several years ago, this show kind of began pre-pandemic. We were talking about doing this. Eli reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'd like to do this show. Here's the idea." And I had kind of been doing a late night learning thing, and we started talking about ways to make this something special. We even shot an episode at the NAMM show in 2020, and then of course the world ended. So this thing started rebuilding, and it has become what it is today. And a lot of that has to do with Eli. And the reason that I'm really bringing it up, I've actually got my iPad in front of me because I didn't want to mess this up, okay? For somebody like Eli to say to me, "Hey, let's do this thing together." And Eli is a man of incredible talent and depth of intelligence. He's also a man who is humble beyond necessity. But I just wanted to kind of read a quick little, just check this out, seriously. I'm holding in my hand his IMDb page. He had no idea I was doing this. His IMDb page starts off with the current FBI series, the Chicago Fire Police and Med series, FBI Most Wanted, Walking Dead World Beyond, Survivor, Grand Hotel, Big Little Lies, Veep, of course. Here we go. Avengers Endgame, Captain Marvel, True Detective, This Is Us, Ant-Man and the Wasp. That just came out. Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Pitch Perfect 3, Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming. Look at this. It just goes on and on. One of my very favorite shots of all time is from the show Entourage. It's when the main character is playing a firefighter in a movie, and he's going up a hill that's on fire. And the way it was shot really caught my attention. Guess who did that shot? My partner in crime here, Eli. I didn't know that. And one day I was just talking to him about this really great looking shot. And he goes, I did that. Come on. I'm watching, I was watching, what was I watching a couple of days ago? I've forgotten suddenly. Silicon Valley. I was rewatching that on HBO. Special effects. Eli Jarra. He is a special effects guru, quite literally. That's why all these shots look so good. It's why the graphics look so good. It's why the lighting, we're always working to try to make it better. It's because he's got that eye. I've got the ear. He's got the eye. And that's why we're a good team. So Eli, thank you so much for bringing your talents to this and helping me to be a better version of me within this show. Thank you, good sir.
Thank you, buddy.
You got it,
Thank you,
man.
buddy. I'm blushing over here, man.
Well, then come over here and let's do something that they're all waiting for anyway. Giveaway time, man. Look at this. Look at this.
Thanks, dude.
You got it, man.
That's really sweet, man. That's really, really special.
I love you, man.
What's in the hat?
Look, it's a whole bunch of names. It's people that have shared the show.
Awesome.
So we're going to do 3 giveaways, just like we did last year.
Okay.
We're going to give away a pair of Innovative Percussion 5B Legacy drumsticks, the ones that I play. They don't have my signature on them yet, but that's coming. But I will autograph them if you want me to.
I like the 5Bs. You can twirl them.
You can
pretty easy.
Really well.
Pretty easy. Yeah.
So why don't you pick a name out of the hat? You probably can't read it because it's my handwriting.
Let's see.
Pull it apart.
There we go.
What does that say? Philly Gee from Philly Gee. All right. Philly, you're getting a pair of drumsticks, man.
Sweet. Excellent.
We'll be sure that we reach out to you. I don't know if you're here tonight. He often watches and shares from YouTube later, so that's pretty cool.
Excellent.
Nice. Yeah, right.
What's the next prize?
Next prize: a pair of drumsticks and the Groove Diner After Dark coffee mug. I would show you a coffee mug, but Donald Barrett stole my last one. Thanks, Donald. So,
all right, here you go.
What's our name here? What do we have? Hold that. Arthur DePaula. Arthur.
Nice.
You won it.
Nice.
You get second prize, man.
Fantastic.
Pair of drumsticks and a coffee mug right there.
Sweet.
We'll be in touch. If you happen to hear your name called, you can reach out to us too if you want. So here, where's the grand prize? It's right here. Bum-ba-da-da. So you're going to get a pair of drumsticks, a coffee mug, and
this.
The autographed drum head with everybody that's been on the show this season, and Eli, and me. Here it is. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. We know it.
Drum roll, please.
All right. Am I going to pick this one?
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Don't want to look. Got them all folded up anyway. Who we have? Who wins it? Larry Briggs. You are our winner, Larry Briggs. Woo-hoo! Congratulations to Larry Briggs. So let me put these in order so I don't mess it up. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So Larry will be in touch that you have actually won the drum head and the sticks and the mug. Thank you so much for watching and taking part of this season with us. The comments tonight have been fantastic. We really enjoyed this so much. It's just kind of amazing the stuff that we've been able to do this year, and all the guests. Like I said, we're going to make some changes to next year. I wasn't necessarily going to tell them this, but I've just decided right now.
Nice.
We're going to have a little bit of a name change. Oh yeah.
Branding, huh?
Yeah, just a little.
Oh,
just
interesting. Interesting.
We're going to not call it Groove Diner After
Before
Dark.
sunrise?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe it would be. What would be the opposite of groove and diner? Something restaurant. I don't know. This is bad. Anyway, we're going to call it the Groove Diner with Buddy Gibbons moving forward in season 4 because, frankly, we found out that some people don't watch the show because they think it's an adult-themed show. The After Dark was throwing people off.
Who would have thought?
I didn't. Did you? I had no idea. But now we know. So we're going to have a little bit of a change there for next season. And
a little rebranding, but not too major.
Not too much.
Still
too
the
much.
Groove Diner,
Still the Groove Diner. I mean, that's the room we're standing in, is the Groove Diner.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to take us out of here. Eli's going to walk back over to his desk over there and hit the necessary buttons.
See you guys next season, and look for things over the summer for us.
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be quite a few things coming.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty awesome. I think you're going to dig it. We're just going to stick around a little more than we did last year. We don't want you to forget about us. Until next time, thank you for everything. We'll see you then.